Hello, hello, chat. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? We vibing, we thriving, we shiny hunting. We going for a Buizel because I want it. Let's just get to it. These encounters are so fast. I got all these encounters that have already been counted. I got those done like in an hour. Maybe 2 at most. So yippee! Oh, also, in case you didn't see my community post the other day, something happened. A little something happened the exact same day that I got shiny Turtwig. And you may have noticed in the top right corner that there are 2 Pokemon there. So I was actually prepping to start hunting for Buizel. I was playing on 3 games at the same time. As I've mentioned before, my DSs have controller receivers in them, so I can control all of them using one controller. So what happened was, it was a little while after the catching tutorial. I defeated one of the trainers, was low health for some of the games, went back down to the Pokemon Center, healed up, went back up. 2 of the games encountered Pokemon, and I was like, well, that's not very satisfying. I want all 3 games to do that. So I made the 3rd game run into a Pokemon, and it ended up being a shiny Shinx. And I happened to be recording because I was like, you know, maybe I can use this for B-roll, just in case. And yeah, I got a shiny Shinx. I had to go back through the recording and count how many encounters that was, because I have been hoping to count every, like, have a counter of every full odd shiny that I get, and the total number of encounters that I've done for full odd shinies this year. And I don't want to exclude Shinx from it just because I found one completely randomly. So thankfully, I was recording from the point that I got to Sand Gem Town, and so I had to roughly estimate how many Pokemon I encountered before that. In conclusion, I'm saying it was 29 at most. So yeah, 29 encounters, random shiny Shinx. It was only a little while after I got Pokeballs. So thank goodness, because I would have been so sad. I would have been so sad if it was an uncatchable Shinx, you know? The last time that I got a completely random, I wasn't even hunting, full odd shiny in Platinum was my first shiny ever. I kid you not, the 1% Dustox that I got as a kid. That was the only other completely random shiny that I got on Platinum. So I'm very, very hyped about that. It's very cool. But yeah, now we get to do one of very few shiny hunts in this Dream Team quest where it's random encounters. Because I believe it's only 2 out of the 6 Pokemon. The rest of them are soft resets. Because we've got Turtwig with soft reset, then there's Buizel, which is not, then we've got Drifloon, which is soft reset, Eevee, which is soft reset, Giratina random encounters, and then Giratina is soft reset. So there are only 2 instances of us potentially phasing on a shiny. I don't know why that one game was behind, but okay. Anyways. Yippee! Well, no, I only got Turtwig, so I'm not really going for all 3 starters. It's not really the plan here. I am doing that on the Johto games, though. On Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I currently have Cyndaquil and Chikorita. I only need Totodile. Yippee! 4 months of being a frequent flyer, that is nuts. Thank you for being here. What's your favorite thing to eat when you're sick? That's a tough question, honestly. Smoothies. It's not a tough question. Chat, do you drink smoothies or eat smoothies? Because personally, I say that it's fluid enough that I would say you drink it. This is a debate that I've had before. Oh, absolutely. I do plan on doing a shiny Nuzlocke. Thank you for asking. I think that it might be on Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. We'll see though. But I did say a while back, when the Shiny Catherine plush campaign was happening, that if we hit a certain number of plushies, then I would do a shiny Nuzlocke at some point in the future. And then I also put up a poll, though it's not... That poll does not mean that I'm 100% going to do the most popular choice that was there for what game I'm gonna play. But the most popular game was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and I'm not opposed to it. I'll be real with you, I just don't like soup. I'm very weird about certain things. Certain textures. Soup is just not for me. Oh yeah, and also, I was meaning to have one of the English games going today, but I didn't actually prep it in time. This took a long time to set up. So I have dead Machops in the front. They all have no guard, which increases the encounter rate. Then we have these numbered Smeargle, which eventually I will rename them. I simply numbered them because it was easier for... Basically, I traded eggs over to these games from my main game, hatched them, they were Smeargle, because of course they were, and traded them back to my main game to level them up and get them the moveset that they need, and then trade them back. And I needed them labeled by numbers that I could remember which one goes to which game, without having to check the trainer IDs all the time. So, yippee! Because yeah, if it's not the right trainer ID, then it's not going to, obey. I'm pretty sure that the first gym badge gets you, like, level 20 is the maximum obedience level for traded Pokemon, so, yippee. It's also why another reason why I don't have the English game going. Also, don't let me miss that, hold on. Got into shiny hunting because of you. Ooh, that is really cool, by the way. Like, that's really wild. Day 3 of resetting for full odds Poiple. Today's the day, I feel it. Best of luck, I hope so. I remember I did hunt for Poiple for a little bit years ago. But never finished that hunt. I really should. The shiny Shinx was female. And she doesn't have a name yet because I was freaking out. I just wanted to save. But because it was in one of the Japanese games, the character limit is 5, and I'm thinking of naming her Amber. I'm kind of torn on it though because that's already the name of my shiny Luxray that I got a while back. But I just like the name. I think it's a good name for a Shinx. That is true. Women, we love them. We love and appreciate the women. I still can't believe that we got quad female Turtwig like 3 times. At least. I think it may have been 4, but I can't find the footage for the second one, I believe. But since I can't, I'm just going to jump to conclusions and say that it was 3 total. Look at all these creatures. And we're already at 600 encounters. Isn't that crazy? Where's the shiny Turtwig? Oh yeah, one second. Let me run and I can show you. Also, you know what I realized that kind of upsets me a little bit? So I've been noticing some like frame drops, which I was like, that doesn't make much sense. These are DSs with capture cards. This isn't emulated. It's probably because I have the wrong USB cables. Or that they're plugged into the wrong USB ports. It's not compatible USB ports. It's like putting a 2.0 in, or a 3.0 into a 2.0. So, yippee. Anyways, Bongo! There's Bongo! That's tough. Here's the thing, I don't want to be bribed into naming a Pokemon a certain way, but I will keep that name in mind. And thank you for asking. Anyways, this Turtwig. This Turtwig is adamant nature. Apparently that's really good. It raises attack, lowers special attack, I believe. So it's not good near the beginning because the only move that you have with stab for a little bit is absorb. But after you get past that, it's not that bad. You just spam tackle for a while. Quad Shellos. Let's go. Oh yeah, so I didn't evolve it because I felt like it would be wrong not to evolve it on stream. Do we want to quickly, hold on, which game was it? Third game? Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Why don't we take care of that now? Let's evolve Bongo. Oh, it's the most inconvenient DS. The one that's furthest away from me. Well, let's just beat up some Shellos. And let's evolve the baby. It should be pretty easy because of all these Shellos. Type advantage, baby. But look at that! Look at it! It's got the sparkles. It makes me happy every time I see them. Should I have... I don't think that I can have game sound on, unfortunately. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I just don't think it's gonna work. Did you do community day? Honestly, not really. So, I was actually just working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes that day, so I was inside. But I launched the app, went on, there was a shiny Sprigatito immediately, and then the next one was also shiny, and then not the next one, but the one after that was also shiny. So, I got 3 in the span of 2 minutes. I got the whole line. So, we're good there. Also, I think we should be getting to level 20 pretty soon here. Yeah, I had really good luck with the Sprigatito. I don't even know, man. Yeah, I have yet to get... Well, I can't lie. I got a jumbo... It's a little different because it's jumbo Pumpkaboo, but I do have a shiny jumbo costumed Pumpkaboo. So that's pretty cool. But aside from that, I don't have any size marked shinies on Pokemon Go. Okay, here it comes, guys! Can we get some bongos in chat? I don't think that there are any bongo emojis, but there is that drum. Let's go. Here it comes! Wow! Oh, that looks really good! That looks so good! Dude! That's... Okay, we need to look at that. That's so cool! Look at that color palette! The like seafoam green blue sort of color, it looks amazing. That's crazy! And thank you! I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it like... Sheer? I'm not sure. I don't like getting pronunciations wrong, so I don't want to mess it up. Oh, let's get all these games back in sync. Hold on. And I guess we're saving now. Because the baby's evolved. Oh, like Shirei? Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I really appreciate that. Also, sorry if my audio quality is a little messed up. I am looking away from the microphone. There we go. The baby is now a teen. This is so true. Because it actually is. Well, level 20? I don't know. Anyways. Oh wait, I forgot to switch out Bongo. But at least we got to see that. How cool is that? But let me fix that. Hold on. And then I'll actually save again just to make sure that everything is as I want it to be. There we go. Machop is in the front. Smeargle is second. And then we should be good. Honestly, the thing is, I'm not great with advice when it comes to YouTube. It's a good question, but it's something that I don't really have a lot of answers to because it's a lot of trial and error. Because I started making videos, like on my phone. I used iMovie. You can watch some of those older videos if you want to. Like, feel free. It really gives you an idea of just how stuff like this goes. You don't really start with high production and whatnot. This is like, well, I can't say I'm the only one who works on it because, my thumbnail artist has been an artist on the channel since, like, pretty much the very beginning. My first ever shiny was an Eevee in Pokemon X. That's awesome. I know that you can hunt for Eevee pretty early on into the game, but there's also the friend safari, which is a lot nicer. That's exactly it. Like, if it's something that you're prepared for, or, you know what? Here's the thing. My biggest piece of advice, don't go into it with the goal of being making money or being popular or something, because that's just not the way to go. That is a terrible way to look at it. Because I went into YouTube, the way that I went into it was I wasn't even really planning on making YouTube videos. Oh, oops, what did I do? I used false swipe. All right. Oh, well, that's one false swipe down. You gotta go into it as a hobby. Quite frankly, I wasn't even planning on starting YouTube. I was posting my screen recordings and screenshots from my Switch to Instagram, and that gained a little bit of traction. And I started doing Q&As out of boredom, especially when I had broken my ankle in 2019. And basically, a few people were like, you should start a YouTube channel. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Because I had nothing better to do. I had a broken ankle. So, not to mention, I used to do a lot of dance, and that was basically my whole life for a while. My whole life revolved around dance for a few years. And so suddenly I had a lot more free time on my hands. Is your ankle still broken? Yeah. So, funnily enough, though no, it's definitely not broken anymore. But funnily enough, the last x-ray that I got done of it, it was still broken. I remember finding out and telling my physiotherapist. His jaw dropped because we were just about to start working on like running and jumping and stuff, and he was like, okay, let's slow down then. Because yeah, that's way too risky. But I was doing so well with I was so desperate to get back into dance. I followed every little exercise that he was suggesting for improving the muscles as much as I could while my ankle was still broken. And yeah, it was a crazy time now that I think about it. Favorite dance? Personally, my favorite genre is contemporary. Jazz is pretty good as well. I think hip-hop looks really cool, but I don't think that I look cool doing it, but apparently I was good at it in high school. I don't know, it was a weird time. But, the thing is, so I technically did get back to dance. I think I had broken my ankle in January 2019. And I was finally able to get back to dance September that year. It was a very long recovery. It was a pretty solid fracture, you know? And the thing is, I do remember it was a little tough to get back into it because I just didn't have... My ankle still wasn't the strongest. But you know, it was nice for a little while. I was dancing for a few months, and then 2020 happened. Not only that, but the studio that I went to switched locations, and on top of that, the instructors that I was familiar with were no longer working there. So I was like, I needed that familiarity, and there wasn't any anymore, so I just kind of stopped. I would like to get back into dance at some point, but I mean, right now it's just a busy time, so it's just not gonna happen. But I think it's nice to have multiple hobbies. I think it's important to have multiple hobbies. Especially ones like that. Because I was never interested in sports as a kid. Like, my family was a little concerned about that, and then like I got to talking about dance and they were like, go, do it. Like, they of course were very encouraging of it because it was some sort of, even though like I guess in some ways people argue that it isn't a sport, it's a sport. It requires a lot of athleticism. And I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. Why do shiny hunters use Japanese games? The main reason is that they're cheaper. And like, I don't need to read. I don't need to read to understand what's happening because I'm so familiar with these games, you know? I do have 2 English copies of Platinum. One is mine from when I was a kid, and the other one was my friend's when they were a kid. I've never purchased a secondhand English copy of Platinum. Have I even? No, I have gotten, I think. Actually, I'm not even sure if I've bought any secondhand English Pokemon games mainline. I'm just now realizing that. Did you play any instruments? Unfortunately, no. It wasn't really my thing. I did do, if the instrument is the vocal cords, yeah, sure. I used to do vocal jazz and choir. It was fun. That's the thing. The English games are so expensive. And also, I don't need I don't need the English games anyways. I can have it in a different language and it's fine. If it's for shiny hunting, you don't really need to go through all the dialogue. But if you're wanting to play through a game normally, then that's a totally different thing. And yeah, COVID did a lot for the collectibles market, and not in a good way. The demand for these games has gone up, and the supply has not, because these games have not been manufactured in years. Because why would they be? Yeah, the 3DS games aren't as expensive. Here's the thing, it's such a gamble. I think that eBay is generally the way to go with getting things secondhand. You can always check like local game stores. Some will price things relatively well and some won't. I'm just really hoping that, you would think, okay, there are some things that I do have gripes with when it comes to Pokemon, and I'm not gonna hide that. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I think that it's ridiculous that we haven't gotten ports of the Gen 3 games. At this point, I think it's absurd that we haven't even gotten ports of Gen 4. I think it's well overdue. At least for Gen 3. Because those games sell for so much secondhand. The market for it is crazy. And they could do it! They could do it! And why aren't they? That's the thing! It's infuriating to me. Because these games are so expensive. Yeah, the English games are really rough. What are you talking about? We have BDSP. That is a remake. And quite frankly, I prefer Platinum over the Sinnoh remix. Any day. Heart Gold Soul Silver is a pain to get. Dude, I saw one selling, and mind you, this was in Canadian dollars, but even so. I saw a copy, I think it was complete in box. Opened, but like $400? 400? It's rough out there. It is rough out there. And it's just, to me, it baffles me because I feel like it's the most obvious, like, dude, it's the most obvious choice for like what to do here. Why are we not porting them? People would buy those for retail price any day with like in a second. I know I would, because dude, the prices are nuts. Thank you, Corefish. Exactly. That's the thing. The demand for those games is so high now. It just makes sense to just put them on the Switch or something. Put them on whatever the Switch successor ends up being. Oh, do you think? Is the game corner? Yeah, that is a fair point. They would probably have to change that, wouldn't they? I feel like it wouldn't be a completely unchanged port of those games that have the game corner in them. Do you collect Pokemon cards? Kind of? Not actively. It's a very passive thing. It's like every once in a while I like to open some Paldean Fates packs. I just like finding shinies. Yeah, but like, did they not port Gen 1 and 2 to the 3DS? I don't think the gambling issue is as much of an issue as we make it out to be. I'm not saying, like, okay, don't take that out of context. Gambling is not for children. But I'm just saying that if they ported the Gen 1 and 2 games, I think they would be able to port Gen 3 and 4 as well. No, I don't think they did. I think if they did port Gen 3 to the 3DS, I would have heard about it. And a lot more people would be correcting me right now. Curlybug, that is a very interesting question. The moment that I hear the word mushy... Nope. I mean, I think there's gotta be like a balance. It can't be too clicky, but you know. What shiny do you least want? Well, that's a good question, because here's the thing. I already got Shinx. So, I probably don't want another one. But also, I'm really not a fan of pink shallows. I'm really not. Problem is, that's the most likely one that we're going to end up finding. It's got like a 45% encounter rate. It's 45% for Shellos, 25 for Buizel, 20 for Shinx, and 10 for Pachirisu. Does that add up? I think so. I don't know if that does. My brain's empty, guys. I've got no brain, I'm out of brain juice. Pachirisu would be a really great phase. Because I really liked Pachirisu as a kid. Not enough to put it on my team, but, you know. Do you plan on using the Master Ball on Shiny Giratina? Probably. I'm the sort of person that doesn't like to take risks. Which is, you know, it's how it is. But it would be really cool to get it in, like... I don't even know what Pokeball I would put it in otherwise. Like a luxury ball? Oh, that's so cool! I really like the Diamond and Pearl Buizel sprite. Can I just say? It's so baby. Like, I honestly, even though the sprite for it on Platinum is a lot more dynamic, I like the Diamond and Pearl one more because it's just a baby. What are your thoughts on Unova? I need to give it, I need to play those games more. I actually do need to play those games more. Oh no. So I'm trying to get to the nature preserve. And thank you for the super chat. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize. Oh, was there a little hiccup? Heard that from 2 people. Did that happen? I didn't see anything on my end, but maybe. That's weird. Okay, that's not the end of the world. As long as it's working now, then we're good. That's silly though. The teensiest little buffer. Oh yeah, I've done that before. I believe on White 2, I got the... Which one is on White 2? Is it the Gibble or Dratini? The guaranteed shiny? Because I know that it's one or the other depending on the version. It's just been ages. Gotcha. Yeah, it's been so long since then. I don't even have that Giratina anymore. Where does Litten spawn in the DLC? Canyon biome. There's that one especially rocky area where like Magnemite... Actually, no, this doesn't really help. I haven't been on there in ages. There's one area with a lot of like black rocks on it. That area, I'm pretty sure the only fire type that spawns there is Litten. It's been a while since I hunted for Litten on there though. It's been like a year. Yeah, where Cleavor spawns. Do you think they'll bring back the Friend Safari in Legend ZA in some way? I hope so. That sounds really cool, actually. I don't think they will. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I just think it would be neat. Well, I mean, the main goal this year, though, this is ambitious to say the least. But I've been so focused on this shiny hunt that I think it's doable. But I don't know. Actually, no. With Buizel and Giratina, I don't think it's gonna happen. But it would be really cool if I could get an entire Dream Team quest done in a year. We've got 1 member already, and it's still January. We could get the second one in the same month, but the thing is, I think the main issue doesn't come from, like, how long it takes to get them. I think it's more so the fact that I gotta be doing other stuff too. I need to get videos out, man. What am I doing? Like, I love streaming all the time, but, like, I gotta get videos out. Oh, and there's the entire encounter table on 1 screen. Well, I guess it's on 4 screens, but on 1 YouTube screen. We've got the 20%, the 45%, the 25%, and that something doesn't add up. No, I'm not mathing properly. My brain is empty. Actually, no, it might be. I just, my head hurts. That is all. And I'm kind of busy looking at 4 screens at the same time. Opinions on Shiny Gastrodon could be better. Same goes for the Shellos line, just in general. Yeah, I'm curious why synchro mode isn't available outside of the terrarium. I mean, it's possible that that was created... Well, it's possible that Paldea was created before synchro mode, so it wasn't built with synchro mode in mind. So that could cause issues, but I don't know. No need to ask chat, I'm right here. Yeah, I got a shiny Shinx just completely randomly while I was prepping these games the other day. Same day that I got shiny Turtwig, actually. 2 full-on shinies on the same day. That is nuts. See, I think doing hide and seek outside of the terrarium would be really cool. But depending on the area, if it's Paldea, it's gonna be so complicated to like... You can't really do hide and seek on the entire map, you know? I mean, I suppose you could. It would be kind of tough. I miss Pokepark so much. You and me both. I mean, like, it's not gone. If you have a Wii, you can still play it. But, like, man, they need to make a new one. They need to port it to the Switch. They need to do something, please. Yeah, it does have provinces, but, like, it's got 4. Though it's like, North Province Area 1, for example. But sometimes it's difficult to, like, tell where the borders are of that. Because yeah, you could split it into 4, but it would still be a much larger map than the terrarium. It would be fun, it would just be... It would be a little tedious. Are you ever gonna do a Ribbon Master? Maybe. At the moment, I am not brain enough for that. Look at all these creatures. I know, it really... The bots have just... It really does upset me. The way that bots have just ruined the surprise trades on Scarlet and Violet. Like, it's really bad. Like, it started to... The amount of bots increased, like, very slowly at first. When the game first came out, and I did, like... I think it was in January or something. I did, like, a month of surprise trading and made YouTube shorts every day about it. And it started with, like, nothing. It was totally normal for a while. And then suddenly I was getting a lot of, like, shiny Froakie. And it was very obvious that some of these were bots. Most of them, if not all of them, were bots. And that was such a shame. Because, like, after that, like, I was like, it wasn't so bad at the time. And then I wanted to go back to it one time. Like last year, 2024, leading up to my birthday, because I love surprise trades. I think they're really cool. And unfortunately, it was just... So many bots. It's really such a shame. I really hope that they work on moderation in the next games to have surprise trade. Because it's starting to feel more and more like either they'll fix it Or they'll just give up on surprise trades altogether and it'll just not be a staple. How are you doing on this wonderful day? Pretty well. I know that I'm talking about a relatively negative topic at the moment, but it's a good day. What's the next vid? That's for me to know and you to find out. But like, to be honest, it's kind of hard to say. I've got some stuff in the backlog, but some stuff that I still need to record. So chances are there won't be a video this month, which I know is crazy. And it kind of freaks me out a little. So I kind of don't want to do that. But we'll see. But some of the ideas I have right now are going to be pretty tedious, so it's not like I'm going to get a... it's not like I'm going to get these videos done really quickly. Some of them require, like... I don't know, maybe 50 Pokemon? 50 shinies? I don't know. Yeah, here's the thing. I might open up applications for editors instead of just saying, hey, I'm looking for editors, hit me up. Because I'm very particular about my editing. And I feel like I don't want it to be too much, but I don't want it to be too little. You know? It's got to be that balance. And I'm so particular about it that I just find issues with not editing my own videos. Well, like, if you're hearing this and you think that you can kind of replicate the way that my videos are, then, and like, if you're an editor, then yeah, you should apply once I have applications open. I like the bike music. It makes me happy. Yeah, it takes a while to learn editing. Look, I mean, you can look at my older videos. You can see there's an improvement there. Some are better than others. It's just that it takes time to make these videos, and I think that while it was a good idea to take a break for the holidays, I'm kind of like, man, but I'm so behind. But it's just, this month is just streaming month for me, apparently. But it's really nice. Like, I've been really enjoying it. And Mayday, welcome to the frequent flyers. Welcome, welcome. I know that, like, I will say this month is such a sketchy one because here's the thing. It is not in my best interest to be streaming. Like, financially, it's not in my best interest, but it's fun. But it'll be fine. It's not a risky thing for me to do. Yeah, surprisingly, no. You would think I'm in Canada. Canada is all heckin' snow, right? It really hasn't been that snowy here. Get the encounters in, baby. Let's get to 1,000. What about editing streams? Well, that's the thing. I plan on doing that. It's, I mean, here's the thing. The nice thing about this is that there are times where I will be streaming something that will be turned into a video. And it's kind of like this, I don't know, it's this like, I don't have the words to explain it. And welcome to the freaking Flyers, John. Welcome in. Trying to remember, like, my brain is just not working today. It's no brain Monday. Tuesday. Dang it! My brain is so empty. Listen, hear me out. So my weekends are Sundays and Mondays. So Tuesdays feel like Mondays for me. Anyways. So I really enjoy streaming, and I think that it's nice because a lot of the things that I do on here are things that I could do, like I could just be recording offline, but instead I can stream it as well. And so I think it's really nice because in a way I'm still technically being productive, but I'm also just streaming. That way on days where I'm like, I don't want to record, I can just be like, I'm gonna stream instead. And then in a way, I'm still recording. Oh, I've absolutely heard of FNAF. I feel like it's difficult not to have heard of Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never played the games, though it's funny that you mention that because I've been watching a lot of FNAF videos in the last, like, day. That's exactly it. Like, there is that added bonus of I'm streaming, so I'm recording everything right now. So if I ever need B-roll for these shiny hunts, I have it because I'm just streaming for hours at a time. Do you still have your shiny Azelf? Yes, I do. Dude, I am so hyped for Legends ZA, though I don't know what to expect. I feel like no one does. We have very little information about it. We know that it's got something. Mega evolutions are a part of it in some way. To what extent, we still don't know. We know that it's at least in Lumiose. But aside from that, like, how much do we really know? It's a Legends game. It's the second one in a series. So this is how we find out what a Legends game really is. Because it could be something where they're very similar. It could be something where it's games that are, like, different from regular mainline games, but are still very different from one another. You never know. Oh, also, 1,000 encounters right here, right now. And that means I'm gonna have to move this over because it's not gonna be centered. Any second now. 1,000, baby. This is not centered. I don't know where the center is. Send help. I don't know, it works. This is fine, this is okay. "1,000 encounters, and I have not been shiny hunting for that long. These encounters go by really quickly. Yeah, I like Buizel's silly little pose there. I still prefer the Diamond and Pearl sprite because it's just so baby. But this one's just like... It's like a child going, look, I'm an airplane. You know? You know what I mean? Hear me out. now put the Buizel on top of the number. I don't know. I think that's interesting, but I'm not gonna change that for now. He's a frequent flyer, you're so right. Buizel, the frequent flyer. Dude, I misread that message and thought it said, like, Tails the Hedgehog. And I was like, excuse? I like that most of my knowledge of Sonic the Hedgehog comes from the movies. I think that's hilarious. Also, no movie spoilers, by the way. No, no, no. Don't do it. I think that should be... Okay, there we go. I don't have the touch screens visible, so I have to, like, do the guesswork on have I pressed the buttons properly and have they registered on all these. Have you ever heard of Cookie Run Kingdom? Dude, I was way too hooked on it when I first played it. Here's the thing. Uh-oh. Are we back? Chat, we good? We okay? That should not be happening. Let me... This is probably gonna freeze the capture cards because it tends to do that when I launch certain things a certain way. Yeah, it did. That's fine. I just need to quickly check my... What happened here? Oh, I guess unfortunately because I only just launched Task Manager, it's not gonna show. I'm gonna keep an eye on that because that's really weird. Because that shouldn't be happening. I've got Ethernet. What is it, huh? Well, anyways, let me close and reopen each of these because I have to do that. For some reason, when I open things as an admin, it does that. It freezes all the captures. I don't know if other people who have capture cards have that issue, but if you do, let me know so that I'm not alone. And I think hopefully the auto counter should still work. Did that add? I didn't pay attention. Okay, so it's not just me. That is good to know. Because yeah, that's very strange. And thank you, Shirei. Have you caught a shiny yet? Not yet. We're very under odds though. And here's the thing. I know that all of my shiny hunts so far for the year have gone over odds. I know that. But I also got a random, just completely random full odds shiny Shinx. So that kind of lowers the average down by quite a bit. And hi, Blue. I know I responded to your message earlier, but I didn't say hi. I'll just say hi to everyone from now on. Also, okay, so I have a slight bit of... I have some gripes with... You know my little Poketch thing that I've got going on in the top right? I tried to make it look like the little app in-game where they bounce around the screen. It's obviously not super accurate, but I wanted to at least have the color palette be accurate. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to replicate. because I need to have the Pokemon. Well, okay, I guess now that I have the Pokemon, it's not a problem. It's something where I can't really prep it in advance. If I don't have the shiny, then I can't really prep it to look perfectly like how it looks in game. Like, for example, that Shinx should not have... It shouldn't have eyes that bright. There should not be full-on white pixels. But I still think it looks very neat. I'm just such a... I'm so particular about things, you know? Because, yeah, the color palette, basically the way that it's done, it actually uses less colors. The color palette is supposed to be like 3 or 4 different colors. Or 3 or 4 different shades. It's all the same hue, but the variety in the brightness of each of these pixels from Pokemon to Pokemon, it varies too much for it to be perfectly accurate. It is what it is. Yeah, I want to prep it ahead of time, but I need to actually have each Pokemon in game in the first place so that I can take a screenshot and then figure it out from there. You know what? Unpopular opinion. I like Leafeon's shiny the way it is. Well, okay, well now that I say it out loud, still kind of stand by that. I think it is too subtle, yes, but I think that the shiny is really good. Especially in Gen 4. The Gen 4 one looks really, really, really good. The green is so incredibly vibrant. The issue is it just didn't translate well to the 3D games. You notice a difference? Honestly, not really. Not a whole lot. I noticed it enough in my, not my most recent video, but the one before that. I love its shiny color palette. There's something about it that I really like. I don't like that it's subtle, but I like the color palette. But I think you could go with like the basic, give it autumn leaves, and that would be cool too. But that's what everyone says. I would give it pink for no reason other than just to be silly with it. Congrats on the shiny shaman. That's crazy. I want to hunt for one in platinum. I really do. Exactly. Something reminiscent of cherry blossom trees. I love cherry blossom season. Best time of the year, seeing the roads just coated in pink flower petals. It's just beautiful. Make it brown for winter like a dead leaf. Ah, yes, that's what I want to hear. Ah, yes, I want... Well, okay, to be fair, autumn leaves are kind of leaves that are kind of sort of maybe dying. So... But when we put it that way, it makes it seem a little unappealing. Leafeon is dying, you heard it here first. Only if the people get what they want and get Autumn Leaf Eon. Autumn Leaf Leafeon. but I think that the chances are they're not going to change it. It would be cool if they made it more noticeable. And they still do change shinies from time to time. They did change Giratina very subtly, but not in a good way. Favorite shiny starter? I think I said this last time. Sobble. I love the color palette. Did they change Monfernos? I know that they changed Combustions. I know that one. My thing is, I'm worried for the Charcadet line. Because there's a whole... They made a whole short with a shiny Charcadet. And also, shiny Ceruledge is like a big part of the marketing for the Paldean Fates line. Like the packaging and whatnot. So it feels like they're not gonna change that. Yeah, exactly. I haven't watched the short, but I heard that it's really nice. The shiny. The shiny. It's honestly, it's crazy to me that they did that. Shiny Roulette sounds neat. Why? Why did one of the games not cooperate? Why me? Yeah, Charcadet is honestly the best one out of the entire line because its eyes are big. Yeah, I can agree with that. I feel like the ones that just have a slight hue shift are kind of missed opportunity. It could have been a lot better. But honestly, my least favorite ones are the ones where they just don't change some of the colors. They change some, but not others. There's been a lot of that since Gen 7. I was about to say that that's actually not that bad. You're under odds for Regieleki, but that's not true. 140.96. But best of luck on that. I'm gonna be hunting for that at some point. Can next stream be a bongo stream? I don't know. We can't do it too frequently, guys. It can't be like every other stream. So you don't like Umbreon shiny? Huh? Where did we get that from? Oh, you're saying it like that. The gray is actually different. Everything about it changes. It's just not very noticeable for that part, but I'm talking about Pokemon like Crabrawler. Best of luck on Poiple. Can Poiple even have boosted odds? I'm pretty sure that the shiny charm doesn't apply to it, right? You can't just go back and encounter it after getting shiny charm. I mean, you can go back, but I don't think it affects it. Yeah, I thought so. There are quite a few Pokemon that just the shiny charm does not apply to. Most of which are like gifted Pokemon, and I guess that one counts. Why are you using Smeargle? They have good moves. I mean, they can basically have any move. I think. I'm sure there are some exceptions, but like, generally speaking, it can have anything and everything. So what I have right now is Ball Swipe, Thunder Wave, Spore, and Payday. Yippee! Have you played Metal Gear Solid? Nah. I wanted to put the move Payday because, I mean, I need some sort of attacking move that'll actually knock out a Pokemon. Specifically Chansey, though I don't even know if the Smeargle will be strong enough for that. I haven't tested it out. But I'll worry about that another time. Because here's the thing, we won't have to worry about that for quite a while. Because first off, there isn't a single Pokemon on my DTQ, like, in my list, that... There isn't a single one that appears in Eterna Forest. I'm not going to be hunting there. But, I might take a little detour and hunt there before progressing to Eevee. But second, we gotta get Buizel and Drifloon first. Drifloon's gonna be easier than Buizel, I think. Well, it's a trade-off. Because Buizel is not guaranteed. It's not a 100% encounter rate. We could run into quite a few Shellos or other Pokemon. But, yeah, so we could phase on quite a few things there. But then also the resets take a while for Drifloon. Not nearly as long as Turtwig, I'll tell you that. But I'm looking forward to hunting for Drifloon. It has a very, very nice shiny. A lot of the Pokemon on my team have very nice shinies. A lot of them are yellow and blue. It really, yeah, I wish that they had done more with... Like, I wonder why they did that with Shellos. Like, it's something where I wonder if they decided, oh, well, we gotta still have that differentiation between the two forms based on the color, so it's still gotta be some sort of pink or some sort of blue, you know? That's the logic that I have in my head for what could have possibly happened there. But just change the colors, man. Make it more vibrant. Make it more, like, change the hue a little bit more. Please and thank you. It's not that bad, though. It's not that bad. I mean, I guess we'll find out because, like, I think that this is the most likely hunt for me to end up failing a shiny on. No, there's still Girafarig. I don't know. Yeah, at the very least, I'm gonna hunt for Giratina because that is one of the Pokemon that I'm planning on having on my DTQ Dream Team quest. One thing that I realized just today is that if I were doing this on Diamond or Pearl, it would be a lot nicer for Buizel and Girafarig because they have the highest encounter rate out of all the other Pokemon on that route. On those games specifically. On Platinum, they're lower. Do these Smeargle even obey? Yes. So that's actually part of the reason why they have their names are just numbers, and I hope to change that later. But here's the process. I have a Smeargle on my main game. I also have a Ditto. I get some Smeargle eggs, trade them over to these games, hatch them so they have the right trainer ID, so they will obey, trade them back over to the main game, level them up like crazy, teach them the moves they need, and then trade them back. It's the trading back where it gets confusing, and I felt like it would be easier to just give them names based on numbers so that I'd be able to figure out which one is which more easily when I'm trading them back, instead of having to look at the trainer IDs and remember which one is which. I mean, here's the thing, it's not the only way of doing things. It's just, like, it took a lot of time, but it was the way that I wanted to do things. Because then I have a Pokemon that I can trust pretty well with getting me what I need. Because also one of the moves it has is Payday, so I can get a lot of coins and I can get a lot of Pokeballs. Can you play the toothless meme music? Oh no. What does this world come to? Do you mean Driftvale? Do you mean Driftvale City? I'm in shambles. Let's see. What do you consider your absolute longest shiny hunt? From what I've done already? Hard to say. I know that encounter-wise, the one that I have the most encounters on that I have recorded, I could have had a hunt that went on longer than that, and I just don't know. But it was Chikorita. 16,000 encounters. A little more than that. Turtwig took quite a while as well. It took a lot more time because the encounters are a lot slower and there are less Pokemon at a time. You know, that would be. See, that's what I don't want. I'm so sorry. That's a lot of encounters for Swablu. And that's the thing. Sometimes you'll have shiny hunts that are just big number. Really big number. And so I was really hoping that Turtwig would be kind to me. And at the very least, not go triple over odds. Thankfully, it didn't even get to double. Also, one thing that I'm going to say, and I don't think it's controversial, I think it's just facts. I've seen a lot of people who are like, I was like, I got Turtwig, 12,000 encounters, yippee. And I've had people who were like, nice, under odds. Guys, that's not how it works. That's literally not how it works. There is a very common misconception with shiny hunting using multiple games, and it's that the odds are increased. So let me just explain this in a way that I feel is pretty understandable. So, Pokemon X. The odds are 1 in 4,096, right? Scarlet and Violet. Or let's say specifically Scarlet. Pokemon X, Pokemon Scarlet. Scarlet has the exact same shiny odds. But if you're playing each game for a certain amount of time, you're probably more likely to find a shiny in Scarlet, right? But the odds are the same. That's because you're seeing more Pokemon in that given amount of time. So if we're measuring things based on the amount of time it takes, then yeah, the odds are higher of you finding a shiny in a certain amount of time, but the shiny odds are still the same. It works the same way with multi-hunting. The odds aren't increased, it's the frequency of the encounters. So let's say if I were shiny hunting and I gave myself 24 hours. Yes, I would have a higher chance of finding a shiny in 24 hours if I had 4 games running than if I had 1. But the shiny odds of a given Pokemon are still the same. each encounter, each game and each encounter is independent. They're not gonna be like, oh, wait a second, you've got these other games running, well, now the odds are a lot better just because of that. No. You're just seeing more Pokemon in a given amount of time. So Buizel has, I believe, a 25% encounter rate? I've forgotten. Apologies. Let me see if I can... It was in my... Maybe it's in my history on here. Yeah, Valley Windworks. 25%. Yeah. So that's, is that time-based or is it the same for all times of day? Okay, looks like it's all times of day, so... Yippee! Uh-oh, I did not mean to close Chrome. Come back. There we go. What about in Diamond and Pearl where there's the starter and Starly? So that's actually a really good question. I need to think about that for a second. Because the odds aren't increased per se. The chance of you finding a shiny during... It depends on how you count it, to be honest. If you're counting the... Let's say I'm hunting for Turtwig in Diamond and Pearl. If you're counting the number of Turtwig you see, if you're counting each reset, then that's completely different. The Starly is irrelevant. The thing is, they're individual Pokemon. And people don't usually count it based on the number of Pokemon there. They usually do it based on the number of resets. Though it depends from hunt to hunt. That is a very tough question, though. I haven't done any of those hunts, except for... No, I have done the hunt for Turtwig on Brilliant Diamond. So I have run into that shiny Starly. Why? What even happened here? Hold on, let me get these games back to where they're supposed to be. I think this is right. There we go. Oh yeah, I mean, I plan on doing more synchro hide and seek. I still have some recordings in the backlog that I should really... Maybe that'll be the next video. Here's the thing. At the very least, it's gonna be like 2 weeks. Because, like, until the next video, at least. Because I gotta give my thumbnail artist time. And I haven't figured out exactly which video is going to be next. So, no, the odds of a Pokemon being shiny are not affected by the other Pokemon around them. If you're doing it based on the odds of either Pokemon being shiny in one reset, that's different. That's very subjective. The shiny odds are still the same. You just have a higher chance of, like... You have a higher chance of running into a shiny in that battle than running into a shiny in the battle against Barry, because you're seeing one Pokemon at a time. I'm pretty sure that my thumbnail artist Eddie is mainly on Blue Sky. I want to say that it's Edworm. Not sure. Here's the thing, I used to make my own thumbnails. I did draw one of them, but most of them were just screenshots that were, I took screenshots, edited them, all that stuff. And that takes a long time, and that took away from time that could be better used on editing and making videos. So that's why I have a thumbnail artist. Oh yeah, Cute Charm Glitch is completely different. That's completely different. It does increase the odds. Cute Charm Glitch is very complicated. I don't recall the exact odds of a shiny appearing with it. But let's say, for example, you have a Cute Charm Glitch where if you have a male cute charmer, then Pokemon that are female and have a certain nature will be shiny. Yeah, the odds are really high. That's different. Here's the thing, I'll be real with you. Dude, I'm completely out of the loop with other Scarlet and Violet videos. I don't watch a lot of Scarlet and Violet videos. I do my own thing. And I kind of like living under a rock. Because I feel like it's the best way to... I don't know, I don't want to be inspired by other people and what they're doing, because I want to do my own thing. I think that's the best way to explain it. But then again, it's difficult to be original. There are so many creators out there, and so you can come up with an idea that you think is completely one of a kind, and then it turns out someone else has already done it. It's happened to me a few times. And it's happened the other way around. There are just a lot of amazing creators out there, and we're all just doing our own thing. Oh, I shouldn't have... Yeah, that is a good thing to mention. Yeah, I already have the shiny Meloetta, so I can't really... I should have waited. I should have waited on that. Yeah, there have been times where I feel like there's a lot of gatekeeping out there, and I think it's kind of silly because just having fun. I've seen it with the Dunsparce hunt as well. I've seen people who have commented on other people's YouTube shorts where they're evolving Dunsparce until they get a 3-segment one. I've seen people who will comment and be like, you stole this from Shiny Catherine, and I'm like, excuse me, don't do that. Hello? What? What are we doing? Why are we gatekeeping a shiny hunt on my behalf? I thought it was a really creative way of evolving Dunsparce, but I highly doubt I was the first one to do it. Because I feel like it's one of those ideas that anyone could have. You know? And it's not that specific, so I don't care if people do it because they were inspired by my series, or if they did it completely coincidentally, or if they did it before me or after me. It doesn't matter. It's just a shiny hunt. Anyways, welcome to the Frequent Flyers, Topaz Lemon. Welcome in, welcome in. That's the thing. I probably wasn't the first one to do it, but chances are that I did have a big impact in popularizing it at the time. And that's the thing, I don't see why we would gatekeep a shiny hunt, or like a format of shiny hunting. It's just fun. I saw someone a while back who took screenshots of... But there's this one pretty common format with the title of shiny hunting videos. I thought it, like, I came up with this title scheme on my own, and then it turns out that I'm definitely not the only one to do it, nor was I even close to the first. I wanted X number shiny Pokemon and ended up with this many instead. You know, that format? It's just a good title for YouTube, you know? And I had someone who saw my Farigiraf video who was like, oh, you stole this from this person. And then that person actually, like, this has been a series on my channel for years, and the person that they were claiming I was copying made their video long after my first one of the series, like years after. And it's like, this is just kind of silly. It's a title. It's a title that is suitable for the YouTube algorithm. That's exactly it. At the end of the day, it's just, I feel like people like to stir stuff up a lot in a way that I just don't quite understand, because I'm just trying to have fun. I know that this is technically my job, but I started this as a hobby, and I like to keep it that way in a lot of ways. mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who intentionally... I mean, there's a lot of rage bait online. It's one of the reasons why I post on social media. I don't really look at it a lot. At least I try not to look at it a lot. You know, good old doom scrolling. Best not to do that. Yeah, there are a lot of things that are just such a non-issue. Because I've seen it both ways. I've seen people who have said, oh, who have said that I've been doing something wrong. And I've seen people who have said that someone else is doing something wrong. And they're like defending me. And I don't see the point in that. I don't see the point in defending, like, especially in the Dunsparce situation where it was like, oh, you stole this from Catherine. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. See, the only point where I'd be like, this isn't cool, and this has happened 2 different situations. One where someone downloaded one of my old TikToks about the size difference between 2 Ninetales, like an alpha one and like a really small one. They downloaded that TikTok, put like some sort of voice filter over my voice, re-recorded the footage on their own system, and called it their own video. But I went so high-pitched that the filter couldn't cover it. And it's so funny. They did take that down. I did kindly ask them to not. And I talked with them a little bit. I was just like, here's the thing. You're clearly able to record footage, and you've put a lot of effort into this that I think could be better put into making original content. And I just had a nice little talk with them about that. I don't know if they really changed or not, but I'm just hoping that they don't steal from other smaller creators. And then there was another situation, which is still ongoing. I actually posted on TikTok for like the first time in ages, because I saw this video where someone, well, I saw this video, it was my video. It was just one of my YouTube videos re-uploaded to TikTok. And here's the thing, that's inevitable. It's like a rite of passage, but I wanted to talk about it anyways. And it was, the start of the video was me saying that I participated in PM7's 24-hour shiny hunting challenge. And so I stitched that and just said, no, you didn't. I did. This is my video. This is my channel. Anyways, subscribe. And that's basically it. Do you think you would recommend being a YouTuber? If you're saying as a career, no. Don't get into YouTube for the sake of having it be your job. Don't get into it for the sake of having it be your source of income. That is a crazy gamble. Because yeah, I did not get into it with the intention of making any money through it. I honestly didn't even know that it was monetizable until like a little while before I got monetized. See, I'm in Canada, so apparently we're still gonna have TikTok. But either way, TikTok is... Listen, I see the good sides of TikTok, but there are a lot of bad sides to it. I saw a post the other day on my For You page that I was like, this has got to be a kid who's too young to be on TikTok. And their bio was like, I'm 16, and I'm like, no, you are not. There is no way in the universe that you are 16 years old. And even then, like, I know that that's old enough to be on social media, but I think that it is, social media is just sketchy a lot of the time. Which is better, TikTok or YouTube Shorts? That is such a good question. Because I don't know. I don't like either. When it comes to watching them, I prefer TikTok. But I don't know. YouTube Shorts, I'm a little biased. I've posted YouTube Shorts and I have benefited from them, but I don't like them. Because YouTube has a problem. YouTube really has a problem. And it's the reason why I haven't posted any YouTube Shorts in ages. And honestly, I like it that way because now I've been streaming more and it's so much nicer. So much nicer. YouTube marked 6 of my YouTube Shorts as made for kids in the span of 2 weeks. It was insane. It was ridiculous. And it was just bizarre because some of them were recent ones, some of them were not recent at all. They were just some of the most viewed shorts on my channel. Not the most, but some of them were like very high up there. The heckin' Gibble getting crushed by a Regigigas? That got marked as made for kids. Can you believe, like, listen, I get that it's Pokemon, but the thing is, I don't make my content for children. I make it for people that are old enough to be on YouTube. So I appealed it, they denied it, I contacted them on Twitter as per usual, and I was like, are you sure that this is made for kids? The title is People Gets Crushed by a like, the violence. You want this for like 7-year-olds? You sure? And eventually they changed it. What I think is really funny. Bold of you to assume. Listen, I'm not here to clown on you, but trust me, I know the ins and outs of marking videos as made for kids or not for kids, because this is not a case of me forgetting to mark them as not for kids. This is a case of I marked them as not for kids and YouTube said, nah. And it's a very different situation because I've had times where I did forget to set something before I had it so that it automatically sets all my videos to not for kids. I forgot to set the audience one time. And I got a notification that was like, we've automatically set it to made for kids. And then from there, you can just switch it to not for kids. But if it's something where you set it as being not for kids and they then manually change that to made for kids, you can't change that. You have to appeal it. And they can deny the appeal, and most of the time they will. Funniest thing that I've seen come out of this is that somebody let me fix this 1 second. Somebody was talking about this on Twitter and was like, I found a solution, guys. If your shorts ever get marked as made for kids, add the word anarchy at the end of the title and then appeal it and it'll be approved. I don't know if that's actually like, I think that was just a silly goose moment. I don't think that would totally work. But either way, I'm not even gonna give it a shot because I'm probably not gonna go back to YouTube Shorts anyways. Yeah, I suppose anarchy is not for the 5-year-olds, you know? I guess. One YouTuber put Mortal Kombat gameplay at the end. You know what? I love that. And that's the thing. I feel like that's way too risky because that does risk, if it's already been marked as made for kids and then you intentionally change it to be obviously not for kids, I feel like that could be incredibly risky. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just don't do that. But, yeah, this is an issue with, basically if you make content related to Pokemon or Sonic, a lot of Sonic ones, it can be the craziest stuff and it'll get marked as made for kids because it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter be like, hey, this has like inappropriate content for children. Like, it's not for children at all. It's not inappropriate enough to be marked as like age restricted, like 18 plus, but it's definitely not for kids. But YouTube's like, but it has Sonic the Hedgehog, so it's for the little babies. Listen, I have gripes with YouTube. I really do, and I hate that because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. But yeah, that's just how it is. What came first, the Pokemon or the egg? I'm pretty sure according to Sinnoh's lore, the answer is the egg. Because it's like according to legends passed down through the generations in Sinnoh, Arceus hatched from an egg and created the world. Pretty sure it started with an egg. I like that this question is generally a dilemma, but when it comes to Pokemon, it's not in the slightest. Here's the thing, we don't know. Everything started from Arceus's egg. But guys, no one laid the egg. The egg was just there. It just started. This is one of the tough things with... So I know that there is a repel trick that I could do to get rid of just Shinx. But I'm not gonna get repels. It just seems kind of silly to do that. But it is kind of annoying because every once in a while you'll get a Shinx that has Intimidate. You know? But it is what it is. I totally forgot about that. I'm pretty sure that I finished that Buizel mission by just catching an alpha one. I'm pretty sure that a big one that like would fulfill that task is rarer than just getting an alpha one. At least from my experience, that's how it went. I mean, I know a few people who did not do that because they didn't realize that you can just give the person an alpha one. What do you do if you find a shiny that you're not looking for? Go yippee, shiny, and catch it. I don't know, man. A phase is a phase, a shiny is a shiny. I'm gonna catch it either way, I'm gonna celebrate, and then I continue the hunt. Because we're gonna keep going until we get our targets. I know quite a few people who are working on hunts like that, where they're giving every NPC that can be given a Pokemon, they're giving them shiny alphas, and I think that's crazy. I think it's really cool though. What if you get Shellos first? Well, I mean, same thing. It doesn't matter what Pokemon it is. If it's a shiny, it's a shiny. And I have a feeling it's gonna be Shellos first. It's the most likely one to appear. Got a 45% encounter rate? Yeah. I don't know my easts and wests, quick panic. I like the blue one. I think the blue one is neat. I like it because it's blue. And that is all. Well, I like its design. The color palette doesn't really matter that much to me. I like the little... I don't know how to explain it. Blue shellos is the way to go, baby. The dedication. I don't know, man. This hunt has only just begun. It's gonna be a while. This is gonna be one of the longer ones to get. Yeah, east one is blue, right? Because we're on the west side. Right? Unless I'm crazy and insane and stuff. I could be crazy and insane and stuff. I like the yellow shellos. Yeah? Dude, they could just randomly be like, hey, also there's a north and south one now. They could do that, and I feel like people would be like, what? But then it would just feel normal. Then years from now, we would have people who were like, what do you mean there's no north and south in this game? It's like, they're just used to not be. You're crazy and insane and stuff, but also correct. Oh, thank goodness. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. That would be insane if they start going for the diagonals. That's gonna get a little crazy. I feel like Shellos could totally be one of those Pokemon that they just make a bunch of different iterations of for no reason. That would be a lot of Shellos. They're gonna get confused for shinies. You're so right. And they would all have subtle shinies. Oh no. Shellos will be the new Vivian. Let's go. I like Shellos. Shellos is just a silly guy. We just start getting really particular, and it's like specific Shellos for specific coordinates. Like, oh, check it out. It's a 7 north, 18 west Shellos. Oh, that's so cool. A Shellos that's up or down. Yes. That would be insane. That would be too much. Shellos with your IP address. Oh no. Why would it just be for every US state? Why would we have Shellos only for the US? What happened to literally all of the rest of the planet? Shellos but a Spinda? Oh, that would go crazy. I feel like they would run out of ideas after like the first 8. Texas Shellos, best Shellos. It better have like a hat. A very nice hat. Actually, I think all of them should have hats. Give the Shellos hats. They need hats. There's something about, like... I'd put a hat on a Shellos. Anyways, on that note, I'm gonna grab some water and then I will be back. Let me just put this on the starting soon screen. Okay, I'm back. We're back to gaming, we're back to vibing, back to thriving. Let's go get some shinies. Let me move my chair up closer. Yippee! Yeah, unfortunately, no shiny water bottle this time. Maybe next encounter. Have you picked a name for the Buizel? Not yet. It's something that I gotta give a lot of thought to. I don't think that was proper grammar, but I'm not even gonna worry about it. Are you gonna evolve the shiny? Yeah. If I sound a little disappointed by that, here's the tough thing. I do want to have them fully evolved. I like Buizel more than Floatzel. I like the little baby. I mean, I feel the same way about evolving Turtwig, but I've already done that. I could hunt for another one, but goodness, that was a long hunt. But I know, dude, that was... It's not that long. It was a little over odds. I'm pretty, like, even though I've done full out shiny hunts before, I'm still pretty new to them, I would say. Because I did like a couple of 81, 92 hunts back in like 2014. Just weird to think about because it's 2025 now. But yeah, the plan is, well, I was originally planning to progress through the game with the entire party in the DTQ save file, which will be in English. I realized a flaw in that, because if you trade a Pokemon over, they get an EXP boost, and also won't obey you at a certain level. So that EXP boost really sucks. So chances are it won't be until after the final gym that we unite the entire team. Now we're going full odds over here. No sparkling sandwich to be seen. Not to be full odds best odds, but full odds shinies are so cool. There's something like, it's so... The excitement of finding one is crazy. Like, my hands were shaking like crazy when the shiny Shinx appeared, just completely randomly. I haven't gotten a random shiny, like, I hadn't gotten a completely random shiny, like not shiny hunting or anything, on Platinum since my very first shiny ever. See, I want to put some serious thought into the names that I give my Pokemon. I don't want to be too silly with it, you know? So I gotta think something up for this Buizel. And welcome to the Frequent Flyers, Adam! Welcome in, welcome in! Oh, that's so cool! That's a really cool first shiny. I really like Vulpix. I'm trying to think of which games I've gotten just a completely random shiny in. Like, okay. Just going through each of my games, Actually, not even specifying the ones that I'm like not shiny hunting for, just talking about first shiny that I've gotten on a game. First one on Platinum was Dustox, the 1%. So that's gonna take years to reclaim. Second game was Heart Gold. Shiny Caterpie in the bug catching contest. Which is so cool, by the way. And at the time, I thought it was my first shiny ever. I think. Unless I'm mixing up the time frame here, it's possible that I found out the Dustox was shiny before I got that Caterpie, but I'm not sure. Either way, I didn't find out the Dustox was shiny until that save file was already gone. So, yippee! I sure do love that my first shiny ever is a reclaim. Well, it has to be a reclaim. I have to reclaim it. And it's like a nearly 1 in a million thing. So, yay. I think the worst part is the chance of going over odds is really good. And so if it's a 1 in 800,000 chance, probably gonna end up going more than 800,000 encounters. So that is, in fact, that does answer your question. That was my rarest shiny ever. And still is. So, like, eventually I'm gonna reclaim that, but it's gonna take a really, really long time, which is why I have multiple DSs. So that it takes less time. But it would still take a really, really long time. Just a lot less than if it was just one game. And also a lot less than if I were actually hunting for it on the route that I caught it on. I caught it on Route 205. The, like, northern bit. The part between Eterna Forest and Eterna City. But, I'm not gonna be super, super particular. Ghost, no! I don't want to think about that either! And now it's right there in front of my face. Oh, I don't like that double odds. It's 1.6 million. Oh, no. But yeah, it's not great. But the thing is, I decided that I'm not going to be too particular about it. As long as the shiny odds are the same. As long as the shiny odds and the encounter rate are the same, like the odds of encountering one, then I'm fine with it. It doesn't need to be on Route 205. If it's still a 1% encounter rate for Dustox, then I'm good with it. And it is in the Eterna Forest in Platinum specifically. So, that means that I can do the double encounters with Cheryl. So then I'm seeing more Pokemon at once. But the Dustox, the shiny Dustox still has the same odds. It's just gonna be, the encounters are more frequent, so the odds of me finding one in a certain amount of time, it's a lot higher than if I were doing it with like one system on Route 205. And exactly, it's still 1 in 819,200. Well, that's a very subjective question. So I can't say the best generation. I could say which one's my favorite. My favorite is Gen 4. But you know, I really haven't given Gen 5 much of a chance. But from the amount that I've played of it, I think that it's a very nice gen as well. Gen 3 is also very nice, especially because 60 FPS. 60 FPS is so nice. It really does make a huge difference. What's your opinion on Gen 8? To be honest, that's the one that I got the least into. And it's kind of a shame. Like, I'd like to revisit it and give it a second chance. But it's just one where it doesn't really appeal to me that much. yeah, I think my opinion on Gen 4 is very much swayed by the fact that I never played Diamond and Pearl. And Platinum is like the definitive version. It's got a lot of improvements. Why am I messing this up? Okay, hold on. It's like apparently the surf speed was really, really bad on Diamond and Pearl. Do you ever get bored of playing Pokemon? Here's the thing, I shiny hunt, which has got to be like the most boring way of playing the games. And it's something that I still really, really enjoy. Quite frankly, if I didn't enjoy playing Pokemon, I wouldn't be continuing with this channel. But, I think it's important to have balance. I play a lot of Pokemon, but I also gotta have more hobbies. You gotta have that balance, because if you're doing the same thing all the time, then it's going to get stale. It's part of the reason why I've been doing full odds hunts recently. I know it seems crazy to go from boosted odds to full odds, because wouldn't that be more boring? But for me, it was a very refreshing change of pace. Like if you look at my most recent video, I caught 50 shinies in 24 hours. I actually failed one in there as well. So I saw, well, I guess I didn't see it, but it was on screen. There were 51 shinies. And the thing is that that's a lot of shinies to find in 24 hours. There's a point where it's like, I want to have something more challenging. And I want to play the games that I love the absolute most. Like my favorite Pokemon game ever, Pokemon Platinum. Yeah, I really should have made a layout that shows my whole dream team. I had one for double encounters, but not triple or quad. But, to answer your question, so the team is gonna be Torterra, Floatzel, Drifblim, Glaceon, Girafarig, and Giratina. Is it balanced? No, but that's not the point. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, I just needed to do something new. Which is why I've been... Dude, I haven't found any boosted shinies this year. Unless we're... Okay, well, Pokemon Go, I'm not including that. I'm not even including that. When it comes to games where I'm sitting at my desk and shiny hunting, I have only hunted in Gen 4. Yeah, Drifloon only spawns on Friday. But, the nice thing is, if you're soft resetting for a shiny one, you can do it any day. But the hunt can only start on a Friday. Which is why we're going for Buizel, because I got shiny Turtwig on Saturday. But yeah, basically, once you've saved in front of Drifloon, it'll stay there. It doesn't matter what day of the week. It'll stay there until you leave the map. So unfortunately, even though I had my main save file prepped for Drifloon, like it was saved in front of it, I did have to leave the map so I could prep these Smeargle. So I don't have it on there anymore. But yeah, so the soft reset is really nice. Well, I say that, but I haven't even done it yet. But from what I've seen, it's a lot nicer than Turtwig. I can tell you that. It's not as nice as the Johto starters, but can't really complain. Also, wow, I've already been streaming for 2 hours. That's nuts. Water bottle. I'm staying hydrated. Man, but I need to pick up the pace with these encounters. I need to zoom. Speed, I am speed. Kerchoo. Dude. These encounters are not bad. They're really not. I think it's just like... I was hoping to get to like 2,000 by now. But actually, I don't even know if that's doable. Speed-wise, I don't think that would have been doable. Oh, trust me, I've been there. Dude, I have a younger brother. My youngest sibling heckin' loved, specifically the second Cars movie. Which I know you might be thinking, what do you mean? Cars 2? But listen, I have totally watched that movie 40 times as a result. And it's like, well, you know? It's a movie. It's completely insane. Has implied murder? No, it literally has murder. They like... If they weren't cars, that movie was very like... There's a part that's like... pretty graphic. If it wasn't a car. The movie's kind of insane. Exactly. They're cars, so it's PG. Yeah, the third one was mid. I can't deny. I remember seeing that movie in theaters and being like... It just... For a movie about race cars, it was... sluggish. So do they buy car insurance or life insurance? I suppose it would technically... Those would be the same thing, wouldn't they? Come on, encounter something. There we go. The first movie's just like... The first movie is the first movie. It was good. Second movie was... huh? And the third movie was just... It was there. I just don't think it was that interesting. When the premise should have been interesting, but it wasn't. Second movie is wild. I don't understand it, but I respect it. We're talking about the Cars movies. Cars 2 is interesting. I've watched it so many times, so I'm very biased here. So I can't be like, I absolutely love it with all my heart. No. I think the first movie is just iconic. Horrid Cars 3 take. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't think it was that interesting. Which is really such a shame. Because like we saw the teaser trailer, we saw the poster, and everyone's like, Lightning McQueen! No! Everyone on the internet was like going nuts. But I just didn't really like I just didn't really like it. You know what's interesting? So I don't know if there were planes in Cars 3. I don't remember. But what I do know is that there's the Disney series Planes. Guys, that wasn't made by Pixar. Cars was, but Planes was not. Isn't that wild? Apparently that's the case. I'll have to double check, so like, don't quote me on this if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's the case. Have you seen Wicked? I was about to say I don't think so. No, I haven't. But I've heard good things about it. Yeah, Planes was so strange. It feels like a fever dream that those movies even exist. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Here's the thing, aren't all Disney movies made to bank on a previous Disney movie's success nowadays? Let's not lie. I have gripes with Disney. But then again, we're not seeing a lot of new IPs, and it's a shame. We're seeing a lot of remakes, especially the live action ones. Dude, like the live action Lion King, which isn't live action, it's CGI. It's like pretty much entirely CGI from what I recall. I haven't watched them, but I know a lot about them because I don't like them. I think that it just takes away the charm. Yeah, Disney owns Pixar, but there is that separation still, to an extent. What is the Canadian equivalent of Disney? Disney, what? Huh? There isn't really. Disney is just like all-encompassing. Disney is international. I mean, here's a fun fact. Club Penguin originated in Canada. And because of the popularity of Club Penguin, they used to have a Disney studio in Canada. I don't remember the exact name of it, but its existence is mainly because of Club Penguin. It doesn't exist anymore, and neither does Club Penguin. But it's not Disney, it's DreamWorks. What are you? Club Penguin? No. I know this very well. Because I have gripes. I have gripes with... Dude, I was... In the later years of Club Penguin, I was a Club Penguin hater. I loved Club Penguin, I really did. But there were things in the later years of Club Penguin that really, really bothered me. For example, some of the games... Okay, you were talking about How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, that is definitely not Disney. The thing is, they started doing things where they were just locking features that used to be available for all players. They were locking them behind a paywall. There's that one... Not the Thin Ice game, though. I think that also had a limit. But that other arcade game in, like, the attic of the nightclub, it used to be you could play through the whole thing. That one isn't as bad. But then there's also the jetpack game and the surfing game. Yeah, they made a bunch of features that used to be available to everyone. They made them members only. And listen, I had a Club Penguin membership, like, on and off a few times. And yeah, they they just completely locked off some of those things, and it was really annoying. What is Club Penguin? I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry, chat. I'm gonna do it. Just you wait. I'm gonna make those tears. I'm gonna make those tears show up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cry. What do you mean? What do you mean? What is Club Penguin? So, Club Penguin is good. That's all you need to know. Here's the thing. This is the thing that's very, very devastating, is that we're going to get to a point. There are children being born right now who have never existed in a time where Club Penguin existed. I'm gonna explode. It's weird to think about. Club Penguin was a really, really fun game. But when it got bought out by Disney, they really sanitized it. And it's a game that was already very, like, the art style was especially sanitized. And the art style that it originally had was so incredibly endearing. In case you weren't aware, there is a new Club Penguin, so it is kind of back. But I'm assuming that's unofficial. Because yeah, there are unofficial things out there, but it's like, pretty sure that's not legal. Yeah, I had all of the Club Penguin video games. I'm pretty sure there were 3. 2 DS games and then 1 Wii game. And I like that one of the DS games, you would get a special code to get a special Agent Puffle in the main game. I just had a hiccup. Yeah, I never really played through the first game, quite frankly. I don't know where I got the first game. I don't remember getting it, but I have it. Second game, the EPF game. Dude, so good. So good. But, yeah. So, dude, I loved Club Penguin, but it slowly... Well, no, I feel like there was a very particular time where at one point, and I was actually pretty hyped when this first came out, they were like, we've got a Marvel collaboration Club Penguin party, and you know, I was like, that's pretty cool. And we got to get Spider-Man outfits. Spider-Man! So I got to be a Spider-Man penguin, and that was pretty cool until the novelty wore off very quickly. And then from there, it felt like not just every other party, almost every party felt like an advertisement. We had Frozen, we had the Muppets, we had Star Wars. It was just too much. It was just way too much. So yeah, it's like, I just want to have the fun parties that are just like, we've got the Puffle Party. I don't think they really got rid of that one though, because the Puffle Party is just huge. We had the Puffle Party. We had just the Summer Party. Just make it basic. We don't need dinosaur penguins. Not penguins. Dinosaur Puffles. That's where it kind of lost the plot. Actually, no, it lost the plot earlier than that. When they added cat and dog Puffles, I was there for the reveal of brown Puffles. Me too! I'm pretty sure I was there for the reveal of the orange Puffle. It was such a crazy time. And yeah, the brown Puffles had such a good party. Unfortunately, I wasn't a member at that time, so I didn't get to do the whole journey of like, I'm pretty sure that you have to make like a boat and you go across and you get the brown Puffle or something. But apparently it was really good. Sadly, I missed out on that one. I did not miss out on the rainbow Puffle. Didn't they also add a gold Puffle eventually? They just did a lot of things where they just took those playground rumors and they just made them an actual thing. But it was so sanitized that it's like, it doesn't really feel that special. Yeah, so I feel like they lost the plot when they got to the dog and cat Puffles. It's yeah, I do remember they even added like dinosaur Puffles, and I had some. It's just, but like, for why? Like, why are we doing this? They can just be colors. They're Puffles. Don't make them other animals. I just want the medieval party. Dude, if you know, the medieval party is so good. For like no good reason. Here's the thing, guys. This is the thing, chat. I have not to say it like this, because I will elaborate. I have spoiled you guys over here because all of my shiny hunts up until recently on my channel, all my streams and stuff have been like boosted odds. It's been like Herba Mystica and Shiny Charm and everything. And then we've gone to just full odds and people are like, where's the shiny? It's only been 1,800 encounters. It's a 1 in 8,192 chance. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. I really do like streaming this because, I mean, it does help make it a little less boring, first off, because I get to chat with you guys. But also, it does mean that the people... there's a lot less spam in comparison to streams where I hunt for... like, where I hunt on Scarlet and Violet. Because a lot of people who expect me to find a shiny every like 10 minutes aren't gonna want to watch this. So I know that it's like less viewers, generally speaking, but that's fine with me. I just think it's fun. Exactly, it's a just chatting stream with an occasional adrenaline boost. 100%. Will you ever do ultra wormhole shiny hunts? Yeah. Though I think I've gotten most of the shinies that you can get there aside from the legendaries. I want to hunt for quite a few of the legendaries through there because that is a very rare case of the shiny charm. Actually, I don't know if it's that rare of a case, but it's one of the easier ways to get a lot of shinies, a lot of shiny legendaries. Like, you can go the like easiest of easy ways and go with Dynamax Adventures. But, you know, I think that finding shinies, like soft reset encounters, it has more fanfare to it, you know? Than picking a Pokemon out of a selection screen and being like, oh, different color, you know? I want to get shiny Latias in Gen 7. I want to try to get shiny Latias in every gen, to be honest, but that feels agonizing. So I don't think I'm going to do that, but I do want to get it in Gen 4. Dynamax Adventures is worse in terms of time? Wait, really? Well, that's good for me. It just seems like fun. Now, the bad news is, I did delete my save file on Ultra Moon, which in hindsight was stupid. Because I had the shiny charm and now I have to get it again. So, yippee! But that's okay. Yeah, I did recall, I'm pretty sure that Magnemite was doing that. At least someone in our little friend group chat. And I don't mean to copy. That's not the intent in the slightest. It's something that I've been thinking about. I've been wanting to get shiny Latias on just as many games as possible. Because it's such a nice shiny. But at the very least, I want to get a roamer one. I want to get a Gen 4 roamer. I want to go for shiny Cresselia as well, but like... You know what? At the very least, I want to get a shiny roamer. I don't know what's faster. I don't know which resets are faster between Heart Gold and Soul Silver or Platinum. And I say Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I know that it's version exclusive. But I'm pretty sure Heart Gold is the one with the roaming Latias. Well, not every shiny hunting YouTuber. It's not quite like that. It's just kind of... Like, one of my friends invited me into a Discord server, and that Discord server has grown, and it's all just a bunch of friends. But then for things like the 24-hour shiny hunting challenge, that's something where creators are invited. Like, they'll get invitations, and then they join the server. So there are quite a few people in a server like that. But, yeah. I think that's an interesting question because it's very subjective. Like, I know of Nokimon. I've spoken with him before. But, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know people online as much as any other person, you know? I don't know how to explain it. Why is this game always doing this to me? Okay. Exactly. It's a very broad question, especially as someone who's a YouTuber. Yep. I'm pretty sure I have quite a few people linked on there, though I noticed when I was looking at it earlier, I think it was only 2 people from what I could see. So maybe something's wrong there because it's supposed to be like 20. Let me see. Yeah, it's only like 2 people. What happened? Well, anyways, shout out Super Potion and Nokimon. I don't know why only 2 of them are there. I gotta fix that after stream. Because it used to be like 20 people. What happened? Oh, that's gonna be tedious to fix. That's so weird. Because I had so many people on there before. I don't know what happened. Honestly, that's a tough question. Hardest shiny that I've caught. Like, most difficult. Here's the problem. I haven't really encountered... I've encountered shiny legendaries, but I've always used a Master Ball. So I don't know. Because it's basically like any other wild Pokemon, to be honest. Favorite shiny I've caught? That's incredibly tough. Because I have a lot of favorites. I have my shiny Giratina from the ultra wormholes. I got it in like a day. It was crazy. And like that's my favorite Pokemon is Giratina. My favorite shiny is Giratina. So I mean, kind of goes without saying, but then there's a lot more sentimental value to some Pokemon, like my shiny Sylveon named Ribbons. That was kind of the one where I said, I'm a shiny hunter now. Even though that was very much boosted odds, it was in the Friend Safari. I got a shiny female Eevee on January 1st, 2014, I believe? But like, I have so many favorites. We've got like the 3-segment Dunsparce. We've got shiny Shaman, hello, you know? It's so hard to say. Anyways. Shiny should I hunt in which game? Well, I don't know what games you have. But you know, one thing that I think would be really fun to try out. I know it's kind of a slow one, but I really need to start working on this hunt. I want to hunt for a shiny stellar, almost said for a Girafarig. So there's that one area in the canyon biome in the Indigo Disc where a stellar Haxorus appears. But it's not always going to be Haxorus. Sometimes it'll be Chinchino, sometimes it'll be Altaria, and sometimes it'll be Girafarig. And yeah, slow hunt unless you're Gremlin. What in the world, man? He has the most insane luck with stellar Pokemon, or just terrestrialized ones in general. It's insane. Like, I know that he did one phase on, well, I guess 2 phases total if you consider the target to be a phase. But, didn't he get Haxorus first? He got Haxorus and then Girafarig. Yeah, no, they're not. So, they're kind of weird. They're not shiny locked, but they can't have any sort of boosts. Even if you have the shiny charm, it's full odds. 1 in 4,096 chance. And the way that it works is that these are static encounters. So what you have to do to prepare for it is you have to go defeat whatever stellar or terrestrialized Pokemon it is. You have to defeat it, save the game, wait a day or two, or time travel a day or two. And then every time you launch the game, well, almost every time. Sometimes a Pokemon just doesn't respawn, but most of the time, something will respawn. And if it's a regular terrestrialized Pokemon, then it'll be the same thing. And if it's a stellar one, then there are a few options for what it could be. But yeah, it's a really cool hunt that I really want to try. I know it's not the most fun hunt, but like, it's not often that you get a terrestrialized shiny. Just like in the wild. I know that like you could get them in raid dens, but even then, actually, fun fact, the shiny odds in raid dens are somehow like higher than, or higher in the sense that it's more rare. So I guess lower. I don't know, my brain's empty. It's, instead of it being 1 in 4,096, it's like 1 in 4,100 and something. It's not a huge difference, but it's interesting that that's there. Yeah, isn't that bizarre? 1 in 4,103? 1 in 4,103.5, actually. Okay, I see you, I see you. Yeah, it's such a weird, like, I don't know what happened there, but that's just how it is. you know? It's very interesting. But yeah, maybe that's something that I should work on for the next stream. I don't know. I gotta make a layout for that. I gotta actually prep the games. I need to get more copies of the DLC. Because I have it for... Well, I could double hunt it. I don't need to quad hunt it. I could just do double. Just the more games, the better. Because again, no, the shiny odds aren't increased. It's the frequency of the encounters that's increased. It just means it's going to be faster, but it's still just as rare. Yippee! There's also, one shiny that I want to hunt for is, and I mentioned this last stream, I'm pretty sure. Supposedly, this one Pyroar in the DLC that's like a reference to the Lion King. That Pyroar can be shiny, supposedly. I haven't seen any footage of it, but like, allegedly someone got it. It also has a high chance of being Jumbo. So it sounds like you can just reset hunt for it, much like you would do with the terrestrialized Pokemon and the rooftop Squawkabilly. The rooftop Squawkabilly you can only get in version 1.0.0. I should clarify. But yeah, so that Pyroar can apparently be shiny. And so I wanna put that to the test. I wanna see if I can get a Jumbo one. It is, that specific Pyroar is a static encounter. See, I think it's really interesting. And yeah, I highly recommend that you guys try that hunt as well for the Pyroar, because I want to see, I want to see if it actually exists. I haven't seen any images or video footage of people getting this shiny Pyroar. But then again, I haven't been actively looking for it for like months. I haven't been hunting. I'm specifically talking about how I haven't been looking for footage of that happening. But there is someone who claimed that they did get it. But it was when they were offline. So, and based on the way that they were explaining things, I can kind of trust it. I can kind of trust them with that. And with that information. Obviously not 100%, but like, still. So yeah, if it can be shiny, then I'm hunting for it. If it can't be shiny, then I'm removing it from my bingo card. It's kind of, sort of, maybe shiny locked. If it is, you know. Yeah, we'll see. I'll figure it out. Dude, but what if it isn't the first? What if it isn't the first quick? What do I do then? Floyd. Man, I remember looking up YouTube videos, specifically with that in the title. That's the best part. Free engagement. Oh, let's go. I think it's funny. That's not true. That's not true. I hate to break it to you, but there are shiny locks. It's not that the odds are way lower. Like, otherwise we would have seen it anyways, because there are tons of people who play these games. It's like when you think about it, there are so many people that play the games, right? Statistically, there are a few people whose like very first Pokemon that they saw in the game was a shiny. Just like on any game. Well, I'm pretty sure, so there are some exceptions, I think, before Gen 5, but Gen 5 is when shiny locks really existed. But yeah, Black and White were the ones that really kicked that off with Reshiram and Zekrom, and then the mythicals. Which is such a shame. Like, I'm glad that we're finally getting shiny Meloetta. Well, we already have. But I kind of wanted to hunt for them, and not in the way that I hunted for it. And yeah, they tried to shiny lock Manaphy. It didn't work though. They kind of forgot that it's in an egg and that you can just hatch it on a different game. Because the trainer ID and secret ID of the Pokemon in the egg isn't actually it's I don't know how to word it. It's like with these Smeargle and how they're level 40 but they still obey. It's because I got these eggs from my main game, traded them to these games, and hatched those eggs on these games so that they matched the trainer IDs of each of these games, trade them back to my main game, over-level them, and trade them back, and they still obey because they have the right trainer ID. So it's in a similar way with Manaphy, where the shiny lock was given to, like, it's shiny locked to the save file that the egg is transferred to in the first place. But then if you trade it to a different save file, it's free reign from there. And welcome to the frequent flyers, Blue. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I found Shinx offline. I wasn't even hunting. It was literally like just maybe, I don't even know how long afterwards, but it was, I had not even made it to Jubilife, but it was a little while after I had done the catch tutorial. And it was at night, and so I had to like shush, and I was just like, no. Because like, there was that moment of like, I just started the game. I haven't bought Pokeballs. Oh yeah, they messed up Jirachi too, didn't they? Yeah, so thank goodness, and like from now on, I'm recording every single time that I'm doing anything on Pokemon games. It doesn't matter if I'm shiny hunting or not. I'm going to be recording because yeah, I was recording because my idea was maybe I would have like a quote-unquote time-lapse sort of thing showing like in the DTQ video once I eventually do that. I don't know how long from now. We got a long way to go. But my plan was maybe I can have a little montage where I do a little time-lapse of these games progressing to the point where they can hunt for Buizel. And then a shiny Shinx appeared. And I was so panicked. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Because I had 5 Pokeballs. I had the 5 that you're just given by Lucas or Dawn, depending on what character you chose to play as. Yeah, the Jirachi is so funky. It really is. Okay, quick, that would be so good, but I also really want to acknowledge the Shinx. It's tough. Tough choice here. Because it's like, I could just completely gloss over the Shinx and just be like, and I made my way over to Valley Windworks to hunt for Buizel and just not say a word about it. But I don't know. I don't think I could pull it off. Quite frankly, in hindsight, based on the footage, I don't really like that there's one corner that's just a white rectangle. There's nothing there. I don't like that. I'm sure I could like edit things in post and like make a totally new layout, just crop all the screens and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Oh, and there we go, the entire encounter table. All at the same time. Let's go. And that Shinx has Intimidate. You love to see it. That's fine. Dude, this music. Are we back to hunting Turtwig now? Is that what's happening? Man, having to listen to this for so long. Though, to be fair, when I was streaming, I wasn't listening to that. Yippee! Can we get Pachirisu? No. It would have been nice to get the whole encounter table again. Oh well. Anyways, I'm gonna get a few more encounters done here. Let's get to 2100 and then we'll call it there. It shouldn't take long at all. Full odds hunters scare me. The sheer patience is crazy. Dude, I don't even know, man. I'm such a like... I did boosted shiny hunts for the longest time. And it feels so nice going back to full odds. Just because it's so chill. But also, yeah, sometimes my patience is just not there. Yeah, I found Turtwig. It was, I'm trying to remember the number. 12,320. Or if we're not counting 4 out of time, then I guess you could say that it was 12,319 because it was the bottom left one. That was the third shiny. Like, I was worried that there was something wrong with my systems because of the amount of times that I got like I almost said quad beam shiny. My brain's empty. I've run out of brain, guys. Anyways. I had so many times that I was getting quad female Turtwig that I was like, there's gotta be something going on. But there wasn't. But it was even more concerning when I was like, oh, every single shiny that I've gotten on the quad setup has been on the bottom left game. Not specifically this cartridge, but it's been on the bottom left DS. Which is a little strange. But then, and I suppose a part of this is because I didn't have the bottom left game going, but top left game found shiny Shinx. Okay, but that's really funny though. Regular Chimchar and quadruple women. Thanks for watching. No, but it was pretty funny when it happened during Bongo stream. The fact that we got shiny Turtwig during the Bongo stream, I was like, it's unlikely to happen, but sure, if we get it during this stream, I guess we'll name the Turtwig Bongo. And listen, that name has really grown on me. I think it's a good name. I was just kind of... I liked the name Table Twig because I think it's silly, and also because I feel like Torterra is kind of built like a table. Not as much as Avalugg. Avalugg is just a straight up table. But you know? But I like the name Bongo. It's nice. It is a good turtle name. It's so silly. But yeah, so I'm not sure. Okay, so I can safely say that I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. I do have some behind the scenes stuff that I need to work on. I've got meetings and whatnot. But, probably stream on Thursday. I really shouldn't stream this much. I gotta work on videos, man. We'll see what happens. But let's get to 2100. And hello, Woods. You have great timing because the stream's gonna end soon. Yippee! Are you gonna evolve your team at all? Yeah, I'm gonna evolve all my team. Except for Giratina, I suppose. It doesn't evolve in this game. Yeah, static Pokemon encounters in Scarlet and Violet are... I was about to say shiny locked. No, they're not affected by the shiny charm or any sort of boosts. So that means that if it can be shiny, then the Pyroar on Pride Rock is full odds. What's in your team right now? Turtwig. Well, I guess it's Grottle now. Static doesn't attract electric Pokemon. I think that's a weird thing. The fact that they don't have that outside of battle effect anymore. They do have sandwiches, but doesn't change things like Cute Charm. Cute Charm has no outside of battle effect anymore. It would have made my female Espeon hunt so much easier. Anyways, it's been like roughly almost 3 hours. So I am gonna call it here. And maybe I'll see you on Thursday, maybe not. We'll see what happens with the stream. I got stuff to do. So, I know we didn't find a shiny. It is what it is. We're only at 2100 encounters. That's not bad at all. And we're doing great so far. That's pretty fast. So, happy Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And stay hydrated, baby.